Hello everybody, today we're going to be making apple pie. This is a very simple gluten-free pastry that you could actually use with just about anything. If you're going to use it with something savory, then you don't put sugar in it, obviously. Okay, we start with 2 cups of flour into the dish. 2 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 3/4 of a cup of sugar. It's not very sweet. 3/4 of a cup of sugar, okay, the next thing is a pinch of salt, and we mix that all together. To get the baking powder well incorporated into all the flour. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take 100 grams of margarine, which is half a cup of margarine, and we're going to grate it into the pastry. Now this is the way I normally do it. I dip it in here so that we don't grate it into the flour. Okay, now we take a fork and we mix the grated margarine well into the flour. Now we're going to add the liquid ingredients that just consists of 1 egg and a bit of vanilla essence. So I'm going to break the egg in here. And check that the egg is fine. And now I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence, and this I'm going to beat together with a fork. Just lightly. Now this I'm going to add to my mixture. And now with a fork, you stir it in until it becomes crumbly. You see it starts to become like crumbs. Okay. Once it becomes nice and crumbly, it's ready. But make sure that you get all the flour underneath. There we go, the perfect pastry. Alright, now we're going to put the pie together. So what I'm going to do first is put a teeny spot of oil on the bottom. That's enough. And just spread it around the plate. Okay, oil is healthier than margarine. And then I'm going to take a little bit over half of this pastry and spread it over the bottom of the pie dish. That should do it about right. On top of that we're going to put our apples, since this is apple pie. Now I normally use apples that haven't been peeled because I think it's healthier, but you can peel them if you want to, and you just arrange them nicely around the dish. Alright, so these are the last few that we're putting on the top. We're nearly done. Now, it's not important to arrange this totally symmetrical, because we're going to cover it with the pastry on the top afterwards. Now I'm taking some jam, and I'm going to dot the jam in a few places on top of the apple pie. You could also dot a bit of brown sugar on top. You can use strawberry jam, which is what I'm using, blackberry jam, blueberry, raspberry. Apricot jam is delicious with it also. It just gives it that extra nice taste. And that's it, that's enough. Now on top of that, I'm going to put the remaining pastry. I've had the oven on at 180 preset, and it's going to go straight into the oven from here. It needs to be in the oven for about 40 minutes, but you need to keep an eye on it to make sure that it doesn't get too brown. As soon as it's a nice golden brown color, it's done. All the pastry sprinkled nicely on the top. You could have this thinner if you wanted to and have more apples showing. It really doesn't affect the cooking. That's it, done. Okay. Now this I'm going to put in the oven, as I said, for 40 minutes. And thank you very much for watching. And please, come back another time and see our next video, which will be part 3. And if you'd like to see all these recipes, please see my book, From Leia's Kitchen, The Gluten-Free Diet, available from Amazon.